Brilliant Stars singles prices are falling faster than any set in history. Does that mean it's a failure? Let's talk about it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Gym Leaders Podcast, where we talk all things Pokemon TCG. Good, bad, indifferent, doesn't matter. We talk about it all. I'm Travis with TCG Funhouse.
And I'm ASX with ASX TCG. And man, these prices are throwing me for a loop, you guys.
We are talking 70 to 80% reduction in prices over the span of 3 or 4 days. It's not even been a full week since official Brilliant Stars released, which happened on Friday, and cards are down in the 80 percentiles, which is blowing my mind. I mean, Fusion Strike didn't even fall as fast as Brilliant Star singles are, and that's from the top down. That's from the biggest hits in the set, from the Rainbow Charizard V-Stars, all the way down to some of the, less popular ultra rares like the, Gold Galarian Birds. Way down. Everything. It's absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like this. What about you, ASX?
No, definitely not, especially since, coming back into Pokemon, I think, at least I was expecting it to be a lot like a lot like some of the recent sets we've had. You mentioned Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies is still a big set with prices that are way up there on cards. And I think, that's really what I was kind of expecting to see. And just to see how drastically these prices dropped, like on release day as well. I was sitting there on release day just watching the prices just go down and down and down and down all day. Like since 8 a.m. in the morning, I was looking at them all the way through the end of the day, and it was just like, it was crazy to see how fast they were going. So I think, I don't know if we're getting to a different type of era with Pokemon cards or what's going on, but it is definitely different.
Yeah, it's really crazy. This could be the first time that we are really seeing the effects of Pokemon talking about their mass printing and talking about how much they're going to be releasing in the months to come of sets like Brilliant Stars and all these sort of things. But to counter what I just said, the singles market is not completely flooded over on sites like TCG Player either. So just looking at some of the big hitters, like the Arceus V alternate art and the gold Arceus, you're looking at 37 cards respectively for both of those cards. There's only 21 of the alternate art Charizard cards listed on TCG Player right now at a market price of $166. That blows my mind on how affordable that card is. And to put that in perspective, the alternate art Umbreon from Evolving Skies is now up to $245 market price, and the Rayquaza is back up to $190. The alternate art from Evolving Skies is up to $190 as well on that market price. And they're both outpacing a Charizard alternate art that, I don't know about you, but 2 weeks ago, everybody was freaking out about. Everybody was like, Charizard V this. Oh my God, it's battling Venusaur, one of the best artworks I've ever seen in my life. And then it turns out to be one of the most affordable Charizard cards that we've had in 3, 4, 5 years,
Yeah. It was crazy because, you're thinking here, the market price being at, right around 166 right now, 2-3 days after release. I mean, that's where, right around the range where a lot of our other Charizards are sitting, that we've seen in the Sword and Shield era. I know the Shining Fates is, I think, around like 130 to 140 or so. The Champion's Path, the Shiny Charizard is right around 160 or so. But that's now, a year out, half a year out from those sets coming out. So it's crazy. It's just crazy to see. I don't know if it's, just how many Charizards we have in this set that kind of, diminishes, maybe only having one or two, kind of takes away the price. But, we were kind of talking a little bit, before we started filming here, and I was just scrolling through the cards, and I mentioned to you, I kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and there's like, three or four like scrolls with the wheel there where I'm just looking at ultra rares, and that's just in the regular set. That's not talking
Yeah.
trainer gallery either.
Yeah.
So then you add those in as well, and there's just so many different pulls that you can get that I think it's really starting to take away from, the overall rarity of some of these ultra rares.
Yeah, I can definitely what you're saying because you have to go all the way to page 4 to get your
Yeah.
first non-V. So you're looking at, a good 60 to 65, V or better ultra rare cards before factoring in the 30 character rares, which is,
Yeah.
that's a lot of opportunities to get hits. But, you could also kind of say, okay, well, does it make the Rainbow Charizard that much more rare? You know? Because if there's all these other cards that could be in the same slot, essentially, it could potentially make the Charizard cards more rare or the Arceus cards more rare. But just to go over like some actual prices here, right around just before release day, the Gold Arceus was going for $125. It's down to $62. Massive price drop.
Huge.
The
Yeah.
Arceus V alternate art, which is one of my favorite cards in the entire set, was going for around
Beautiful card.
$100 down to $66, which is it's bananas. I mean, literally the slopes on these cards is just it's almost like straight vertically down. It's absolutely insane. So a couple days before release, the Charizard V-Star Rainbow was going for $388. It's at $185 right now, and it's the most expensive card in the set, and it is down $200 and is now floored at $185. The Full Art Charizard, another card that a lot of people had high expectations for, I know I did, is down to $39. $39. Absolutely
That's
insane.
crazy.
People were excited for the Marnie's Pride. Marnie's Pride carried tremendous value. It was a couple days before release. It was going for $149. Fell to about $100 like a day or two before release. It's down to $34.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane to me. What card surprises you the most, ASX, at the value that it's at?
Man, a lot of them, honestly. I guess I would have to say, honestly, probably the two Arceus cards, the Arceus V alternate art and the Arceus V Star, the gold one, the gold version. Well, and the rainbow version, honestly. Just because it is Arceus, we've talked about this before. He's not on a lot of cards. First
really
time we've
not.
seen him on a rainbow, things like this. So that really, and he's the mascot of the set, right? Like the overall mascot of the set.
He's the god of all
gotta say
Pokemon,
those.
man. He's the god of all Pokemon. And just to put that in
Exactly.
perspective, a couple days before release, it was an $85 card, and it's down to $31.
Yeah. Super cheap. Not at all what I was expecting for that. I definitely expected those to be, definitely drop. I expected all these prices to drop,
Of
right?
course,
On
of course.
release day, but nowhere near to the extent. I was thinking maybe, 20 to 30% drop or so, in this first week. And then we'd go, gradually down from there. But it's just been a straight downhill for us here.
It's been crazy. Probably the biggest fall has been just the standard Charizard V-Star, which in one day went from $78 to $15. It is back up to like $27 now, but it went down to $15 in one day. So you might go, okay, there must have been this massive influx of cards, and there's 71. But again, when you go back and look at celebrations, there's over 300 Blastoises and over 300 Venusaurs. That is flooding the market. That is completely having way too much supply compared to demand. 71 Charizards is not crazy to me whatsoever. And most of these are sitting in the 30s, to be honest with you. Only 19 full art Charizards, and it's $41. I don't know. I don't have an answer for it.
This is very strange.
I really don't even know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, right? I guess it depends on where you are and what your goal is. So, if you're a straight collector that's trying to buy singles and complete sets, this is a fantastic thing for you.
Yeah,
fantastic, right?
it really
Because you
is.
can just buy what you want at a much more affordable price than you had to spend a year ago or 2 years ago, or shoot, even
Yeah,
with how much these have fallen almost 3 years ago at this point. But
yeah,
if you're somebody who likes to track the value of their collection or uses this as kind of like an investment avenue or anything like that, like this is not a good sign. Because if this is the
no.
trend that the news sets in 2022 that we can expect, it's changing the game on the TCG completely. What are you leaning towards? Are you leaning towards this being a positive thing for the Pokemon community, a negative thing, or are you on the fence, man? Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's, I would say I lean more towards that it is a positive thing overall, right? If you're looking at the grand scheme of things, and you look at this as, like a collector's type of thing, and trying to, like collect the set and things like that. You're not necessarily looking at it as a monetary type of thing and trying to sell the singles
Yeah.
and things. I definitely see that as a positive. It makes pack openings more fun and things like that when you have so many more hits that you can get, right? That makes that moment in time when you're opening up those cards, a lot more special when you're pulling things. So I do think it's a good thing. I think it's also good because I also feel like it's trying to, well, not trying to, but I think it's like it is bringing things kind of back under control, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've these past 2 years we've just seen so much up and down with prices and in supply and all this stuff. So I really feel like, maybe we're starting to see some, some normalization here in what it really should be like, not the craziness that we've seen in 2020 and 2021.
Yeah, I definitely think we're coming back down to reality, so
Yeah.
to speak. Even cards like the Gold Ultra Ball, which at this point in the
Hmm.
game it's only like a $28 card, and
Yeah.
that's great for people who are looking to play the TCG as much as possible because it's a
Yeah.
very playable card. A lot of people are going to add it to the deck. And to compare that to like the Gold Quick Ball, which came out in Sword and Shield base, which was also a very competitive card, that is still going around $37, $38, and that's been out for
Yeah.
over a year now. So a gold secret rare that's been out for over a year now and we're still getting Sword and Shield packs, and every collection box and every freaking Pokeball that we get, there's a dang Sword and Shield
Yeah.
base pack in there, and even
Right.
that card is still outpacing the gold Ultra Ball, and like there's 58 quick balls over on TCG Player right now. And then when you go to look at the Ultra Ball, let me see. There is, I don't know why I got all country there. There is right around the same amount on TCG Player, and I don't have an answer for why it's $12 cheaper. I really don't. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, just thinking when you're doing that comparison, the quick ball to the ultra ball there, just thinking back, like actually playing the TCG, I do feel like the quick ball is can be utilized in many more
mm-hmm.
decks than the ultra ball. But I mean, the ultra ball is still used in a lot of decks, so that one is actually one that did surprise me a lot as well. I thought that would be a lot higher up coming out of release here, but yeah, the I just lost it here. Like the 20, what was it? 36 bucks, I think is what
Yeah,
you said this
yeah,
one
for the
was.
quick
Yeah.
ball.
Or 20. Yeah,
Quick
30 to
balls
35
quick
bucks.
balls like 38, 36, 38, and the Ultra Ball's coming in at like 28 right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's why I think the quick ball is a little bit more playable, but it's surprising because it's Sword and Shield base, right? We're so far
Yeah, that's
past
what I'm
that now.
saying.
You'd
It's been
think.
around the block, man. It's been around the block.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So yeah, there's so many cards in this set
So
that really do
something
surprise
that I
me.
want to talk about too is the trainer gallery cards. We have not talked about the trainer gallery
Yes.
cards yet, and I talked, in detail in our last episode on how I thought that the Umbreon VMAX character rare was going to be significantly more expensive than it ended up being, and it has still fallen even more so. So,
Yeah.
pre-release it was $135 card, and now literally on release day it fell to 58 bucks, and it's already down to
Yeah.
like $47 right now. And this card is probably going to continue to fall. Um, And there's a little bit more of the character rares up on TCG Player for some of these listings. Like there's almost 50 Umbreons
Yeah.
compared to, 19 Charizards and 30 something Arceuses. So it makes it a little bit more sense and why it'd be affordable. But just
Yeah.
comparing that card, again, to reiterate what I said last week, to compare this Umbreon VMAX character rare with the Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies, it doesn't make sense to me why it's $200 difference. It's not even
Yeah.
doubled. It is 500 times more expensive to get the Evolving Skies alternate art than it is to get this Umbreon VMAX character rare, which is absolutely crazy to me. I don't understand that fluctuation. Like I get that people
Yeah.
might prefer the other card. I get the other card might be more rare, and I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But for
Yeah.
a 500% difference, $250 to $47, it's insane to me.
Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to the trainer gallery, like this one, I guess I might have to change my answer from earlier when you asked me which was the most surprising card. Because I think honestly, this one probably is the most surprising. Because when we were talking about it last week, we both had this one way up there on the list to being, one of the more expensive ones, like you said, because we were kind of comparing it to the Evolving Skies one, but it is not anywhere in the ballpark,
I'm close.
which was very surprising. I remember like having a shocked look on my face actually when I looked at
Yeah.
this price on release day, being like, wow, like I really can't believe how low price this card is. And I mean it's an absolutely beautiful card. I love the
Oh,
texture
they're so
on
nice.
the
They're so nice.
on these cards as well. They look
The
absolutely beautiful.
colors, the
But
texture, they're
yeah,
just insane.
yeah, yeah. That's another thing I noticed too with the printing facilities. Like the color is getting more like rich
Vibrant.
on a lot of the cards, which looks
The
amazing.
character
Vibrant.
rares
Yes,
are
that's the word I
very,
was looking
very
for.
vibrant. As specifically the
Yeah,
character like the VMAX character rares are
yeah,
insanely vibrant, which is awesome. I think they look great. Like, two of my favorite artworks in the whole set are the Urshifu cards. I don't like Urshifu. I don't really care to collect the Urshifus, but just in terms of artwork alone, they're freaking phenomenal. They look great, man.
yeah.
They look absolutely great. Um,
They do. They
and
really
another
do.
one of my big surprises is the Sylveon VMAX. $24.
Yeah, that's way
$24
down from what I thought too.
for one of the most beautiful cards ever printed in the Pokemon TCG. I mean, it is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a good looking card.
And talking about like undervalued cards, right? Like it's too early to make, my undervalued cards list. People love my undervalued cards list, and it's too early
Yeah,
to post this already. But I can guarantee you that in 30 days, when I make, a most undervalued card sets from Billion Stars, I already know what's already going to be on there by looking at these current prices. EV character
yeah.
rare is $4. You know what that
Crazy,
reminds me of?
crazy. I mean, oh,
You
go
know what it
ahead.
reminds
Yeah.
me of though? It
What's that?
reminds me of the Pikachu from Cosmic Eclipse. When the Cosmic Eclipse
We were just
Pikachu
talking about
came
that.
out, it was like $5. And it was so common, and everybody had one. And I think I pulled like
Yeah.
7 or 8 on the channel back in the day. It was such a common card. I was giving it away on my channel. I was like, "Oh yeah."
Dang.
And it's like $55 now. It's a very expensive card now. I can definitely see the Eevee and the other evolutions, the Flareon, the Vaporeon, and the Jolteon, kind of sitting in the same boat. I don't know if they'll ever get to
Yeah.
$55, but I can definitely see those character rares going from their $5 price point they're at right now to easily $25 in a year or so.
Yeah, I would say the evolutions in the trainer gallery are probably going to come out on the top end of the trainer gallery. Also the Mimikyu as well.
Yeah.
I pulled the Mimikyu V, and man, just absolutely beautiful card. It took me a while to realize that Mimikyu was sitting there watching TV, but
It
really really cool.
is such a cool card.
Card as well. I think that's going to be up
It is
there.
such a cool card.
Also. But one thing I was a little bit bummed about, and I probably knew this beforehand, but I was just so excited to open, Brilliant Stars when I got it the other day. I was a little bit bummed that just the regular trainer gallery, so not the V or the VMAX, Like those weren't textured at all.
Yeah.
I was hoping they were going to be, but they came out just like the Cosmic Eclipse,
Yep.
which not gonna complain. I love those cards as well. But I was a little bit bummed about that. But
Or the regular
yeah, I think
V's.
in
I
the
kind of
end,
wish the regular V's were textured too. So only the V Maxes are textured for
yeah,
the trainer gallery, which is fine. It separates them. You know,
yeah.
they're the character super rares. You know,
Hmm.
which is fine, which is cool. But yeah, I agree with you too. The one thing that kind of turns me off about the regular trainer gallery cards is the yellow borders.
Yeah, yeah, those are a little. I wish they could have changed that up a little bit. I mean, I really love the gray borders on the
So
Japanese cards. I
nice.
think that would have been a cool opportunity to do that, or something just a little bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah, same old yellow
Yeah,
borders.
I'm getting sick of them for sure. Especially since they've now given us so many cards that don't have the yellow border. Like the full art
Yeah,
trainers have the silver border, the V cards have the black border, the V Max cards basically have like no border at all. Like it's
yeah,
or the tricolored border, and now we got the black and gold cards that have like a blackish yellowish, border. Um it's all these cards now that don't have the yellow border, and when you do get the yellow border on these special cards, I think it really hurts it in terms of artwork. Like I'm fine still having
yeah,
the yellow border on the standard cards, the ones that have the
sure.
the color on the water, the blue water energies, or the
Yeah,
standard cards for the Pokemon TCG, the commons, uncommons, rares, hollows. Like
yeah,
that's fine. But they should have found a way, even if you just remove the border, just make it an extended art,
yeah.
technically not a full art
That would
card,
have
but
been
just like an
cool.
extended artwork of some kind where there's just no border on the character rares, the trainer galleries at all. I think that would be really, really
Yeah,
cool.
I agree. I agree. They could have tested that out with the that full art Pikachu that we got in Celebrations.
Yeah.
Where there was really only one card like that in the whole set. They could have tested that out. I think that would have been kind of cool. I'm hoping, those Pikachus from that set are a lot like the Pikachu from Cosmic Eclipse because I have about 300 of those Pikachus, and if those can go up to about $50 each, 10 years down the line.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just
right.
joking. Those cards are never going to be like that much money.
That's so true. That is so true, man, for sure.
Oh man.
Um, yeah. What do you think about the gold and black Urshifu cards only being about $5 to $6 a piece, man? What do you think about that?
Yeah, that is a shocker as well. Now, I never thought that these are going to be really high up there on the list, to be honest with you. Just because I'm pretty sure, I guess, to be honest with you, I haven't really looked at them too
Yeah.
hard, but I'm pretty sure they're the exact same Urshifu cards that we got in Battle Styles. Which, I mean, if you're playing the decks, I guess you can kind of, you know, bling out your deck a little bit by adding those, but they're the exact same cards, right? So I don't feel like there's too much of an incentive for those cards. They're a totally new type of artwork, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, right? With the black and gold with that, the line of color in there. So I was kind of shocked on that because it is really new to us. But yeah, like $5, like I thought maybe around like $20,
Yeah,
25 or
even
something.
15, 16, is kind of like the avenue that I
Yeah.
was looking at. And I'm with you. I'm really surprised. I mean, we talked before the set even released how surprised we were that they chose to give us the Urshifus as the first two
Yeah.
of that type of card, which was kind of like a bumskis in the first place. But so all of this brings up a couple of questions for me, and I want to get your opinion on it, and then I'll give
Yeah.
my opinion on it. And that is this going to be the new normal for Pokemon TCG sets? These much more affordable cards? Or do you think we're going to go back and see more prices like Evolving Skies? Or is Evolving Skies going to be like the standout number one set in Sword and Shield era, not even close anymore? Because for me, Brilliant Stars was about to take over number one, right? You were going
Yeah.
to get the character rares. It was anchored by Charizard. It had the god of all Pokemon in it. So, like, for
Right.
me, it was like the most exciting set. But now, when you look at the terms of values in these cards, it might take an easy backseat to Evolving Skies. Loaded questions, a lot of stuff there. Hit me.
Yeah. So I think what we're seeing now is our new norm. We're at a point now where those printing facilities that we mentioned here and there in our videos should be fully up and running at this point.
Yeah.
And I think this is maybe not the first set that we've really seen it, but the first set that we're really noticing it. I think that it really started to happen with Fusion Strike. Being able to have a lot of stock is what I'm talking about out on the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was able to go out on release day, not, crack of dawn in the morning. It was probably about 10 or so, and I was able to find stuff on the shelves. So I think that when it comes back to the pricing of the cards, I think we are at a new norm.
Yeah.
I'm I mean, I'm not, I'm kind of on the fence, on how I feel, if it's like a positive or a negative thing. Like I said, I'm leaning more towards it being a positive thing. But yeah, I think we're kind of past where we were at with Evolving Skies. I think that was just kind of this time that it came to us. Evolving Skies was an interesting time where I think, like, maybe they really just started to get their printing facilities up and running, because you can find a lot of Evolving Skies now. But I just
Mm-hmm.
think, like, pull rates and stuff like that were different. Even with so many ultra rares in that set, I still feel like the pull rates were, a lot lower than what we're seeing right now for Brilliant Stars. So I do think that, Evolving Skies probably is, kind of like the most expensive set of the Sword and Shield era. I think it's going to continue to stay like that as well. Um, but yeah, you guys, I think I personally think this is the new norm that we're going to be seeing here moving forward.
Yeah. In the scary thing for me is, with this being the new norm and there being so many amazing cards in this set, what does that mean for the next set, right? Because
Yeah.
rumor has it the next set is anchored by Origin Form, Palkia Dialga, and the Hisuian starters. I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but that's 5 Pokemon that don't even touch Charizard. They don't even
Oh, yeah.
touch Arceus.
No.
And if we're being real for a second, go back to Fusion Strike. They don't even touch Gengar. They don't touch
No.
Mew, in those categories. So we could be potentially looking at, with the next upcoming set, a set that is one of the cheapest sets that we've had in years and years and years. Because if
I
if
think
the
so.
if the new mass printing is treating Charizard and Arceus like this,
Yeah.
I feel bad for Hisuian Typhlosion and Dialga and Palkia origin forms. Like, I don't see them carrying tremendously crazy good value. Like, it's kind of strange. As somebody who
Yeah.
likes to invest a lot of money in my Pokemon cards, it's going to be very different type of searching and trying to find cards that are worth adding to your collection at
Yeah.
these new rates that I'm expecting, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, ultimately for collectors and stuff like that, it's not a bad thing. I agree with you
Right.
100%. It is absolutely not a bad thing. You're going to be able to get your hands on more of the cards that you want, especially if you're building decks. We even the competitive cards are starting to come down in price.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic all the way around. Some people who are in the business side of it, might have some thinking to do about how they're building their collection and their long-term Pokemon investment portfolios and stuff like that. There might be some hard decisions and good conversations coming down the pipeline for that sort of thing. So yeah, but definitely very interesting, very very interesting, very exciting. How far do you think these are going to fall? Do you think they're going to continue to fall? Do you think they're already reaching their floor just a lot faster? What's your thoughts?
Yeah. So I don't think we're quite at the floor on these yet. If we're close. We're getting there. I think on a lot of
Yeah,
these.
quickly.
I don't think, yeah, very very quickly. But I don't think we're quite at our floor on a lot of them. We
Mm-hmm.
got to think it's only been, since last Friday, less than a week that you guys are seeing this video. Less than a week that the set's been out. So much more of this set is going to get ripped open. So many more cards are going to get thrown up on
Yep.
TCG Player, on
Wave
eBay,
two, wave
wherever
three.
people sell them. Exactly. So I can't say right now that these are at the floor. They can't be, right?
I mean, the floor is normally not
It's gonna
hit
be
until
sad to
about
see
like
it though.
90 days to six
Right.
months out is normally when
Right.
floor
Exactly.
conversations start to really happen. Seriously, it,
Yeah.
it, it takes 4 to 6 months for floors to happen. Look what happened to Chilling Rain and Battle Styles and
Yeah.
how far those sets have fallen after the 6 month marker. Like,
Right.
I
Right.
mean, if we're still thinking about that ideology, if we're still thinking about floor prices coming 6 months down the road, I mean, is this Charizard Rainbow going to get to under $100? You know, is this alternate
I
art
think it's gonna get
Charizard going to get to
close.
$100? Are we going to be looking at
I think so.
$30
Yeah.
for the Arceus Rainbow and Arceus alternate art? Like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months down the road? Like, I'm at a loss of words for what's kind of happening.
Yeah.
So
I don't think you're far off on those prices. Honestly, looking at where they're at right now, how far they've dropped just in the short amount of time that we've had
yep.
them, I don't think you're wrong on those prices that you just gave right there.
I will say this about Brilliant Stars: something that is holding well is sealed product. So if
Yeah.
you are really thinking about, buying some Brilliant Stars strictly for putting away long-term growth investment purposes, get the sealed product. Get the
Yeah.
Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs that are still up on the site.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to mention
Yeah,
the other day as well. I did get some.
nice.
By the way, last video you asked me and I didn't have any, and they did come back up, so I did want to mention that. That was You took it away from me. That was going to be the last thing I was going to mention right
Oh
at the end of the
man, I
video.
ruined your
Now I gotta
outro,
come up
man.
with something off the top of my head right now.
It's
Oh,
better that way. It's
jeez.
better that way. But yeah. So like if you asked me right now and you said what should I buy from Brilliant Stars that has the best value? Sealed product. Buy some
Yeah.
booster boxes, buy some ETBs, buy the Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs, get some 3-pack blisters and just put them away. Just put them away.
Yeah.
That's going to be your best bet right now. Maybe take a look at the build and battle stadiums, the build and battle kits. Those are cool sealed collection pieces as well. That would be my go-to suggestion if you're looking, and specifically in terms of financial value, going for the sealed product right now. But who knows where these prices are going to settle. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's our episode for today. Was a lot of fun. I wasn't sure what we were going
Yeah.
to talk about. I was thinking about talking about the Generation 9 stuff that we got.
Yeah, a lot of news there too.
But this was just too much to not talk about. Like these
Yeah, some
prices,
big swings here.
yeah, these prices falling that far were not something that we could avoid talking about, considering we're primarily a trading card channel,
Yeah.
and podcast. Yeah, we talk Pokemon, and I'm sure next week we'll probably talk about Generation 9. But the price drops just trumped Gen 9 for today's episode. So, but,
Yeah.
you guys know how it is. If you're here on YouTube, drop a sub, hit that like button for us. It really, really helps out. Comment below. We love chatting with you guys. What do you think about these prices? Where do you guys think the floor is going to end up being? Or do you think that this is the new normal for the Pokemon TCG? And if you're listening on any of our audio platforms, guys, drop a follow, give us a 5-star rating, all that kind of stuff. You guys have no clue how much it really, really helps out the podcast, and just us in the social media realms and marketing in general. So all much love and appreciation. But you guys know, before we get out of here, ASX has to say one last thing.
Yeah, so I did want to know because it was big news, Gen 9. We got the 3 starters. So I'm interested in knowing, guys, what is your favorite starter? We got Sprigatito,
Weird name.
Wacoco. It is, and Quaxley, which Quaxley threw me off a little
Daffy
bit.
Duck,
The
you
name
mean?
just, yeah, a little bit,
Daffy,
a little
Daffy
bit.
Duck and Ducklet had a baby, and we got Quackley.
Exactly, it was Quaxley, exactly. So I just want to know, guys, what's your favorite Gen 9 starter?
Yep. Let us know, guys. We love chatting about you, all that kind of stuff down there. And we'll probably talk about a lot of that Generation 9 stuff in the next episode. And
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm probably going with the Grass Cat,
I think I'm going with Sprigatito too.
just because it sounded so
I'm
good,
liking it.
right?
It just rolls right off the tongue. It does. It
Sprigatito.
does.
Now, I normally don't make my decisions until I see the final evolutions as well, which is really important to me. Because let's face it, that's
Sure.
the Pokemon you use 90% of the time. The starter is cool.
Yeah.
I never really understood why people cared so much about the starters in first forms. Because let's be honest, after you've played the game for an hour, you have its second form already. So I never really quite understand. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a wonderful night.